principal and said, I really don't want that job. Let me just keep out of the firing line. So sustainability, people not wanting to go into the job, people not wanting to stay in the job. And again, there's a wide literature beyond the UK on this as well. So how did individuals feel about this job? Well, when I looked at the literature in the early 2000s, there was one set of literature that said this is awful, this is awful, this is awful. But unlike Diane, there wasn't a lot of research that said it's awful, which is actually, I thought, grounded in the reality of head teachers' work. It was more theoretical and argumentative. The only empirical, really strong empirical work that I could find was the sort that selected good head teachers and said, and they were saying, no, we're fine. We're horizon scanners. We don't have problems. And I thought, well, if you choose the best people, it's unsurprising that perhaps they're not going to feel the pressure of other people. And I want to know, what were the people in the sort of the middle 20% to 80%, something like that? The average good head teacher or principal gets on with their job, but doesn't come to national recognition. Okay? Because I think they're the bulk of the people that we have to be concerned about as much as the people who are really failing, the people who are national exemplars. So the contrast between individuals and two different systems. I started this in the UK, but I was offered the opportunity to be a visiting scholar in Hong Kong and an advisory professor in Hong Kong. So I had about 4 years where I was visiting regularly, and then I got research grants which keep bringing me back. So last week I was in Hong Kong doing more of this kind of stuff. So I've been able to look at the contrast between them in two systems, and surprisingly, it tells you something about the systems as well as the individuals within them. So what is it? Well, the way I use it, and it's used by different people, there's a woman in America who spends all her time with one head teacher or one principal for months and months and months. I don't do that. A semi-structured interview, which usually lasts about an hour and a half, 2 hours at the outside, which is then transcribed. From this, the creation of a 5,000-word portrait of an individual, their challenges, their ambitions. I'm not so much describing a story as I'm looking for a story. I'm saying, what is this person telling me about the way that they work? So there's an element of my interpretation there. And then sending the portrait